Rach. Okay. Miss Rach, over here, will go around and let's entertain at least 3 questions, ha? Okay. There's one over there from behind. Once again, please do check out the booths from our partners, G Crypto. We have 2 colleagues over here. And of course, Crypto Belize, si Mike is right there. Mamaya, i-announce natin yung winner ng 2 hardware natin. Okay, sir, what's your name? Ayan, naka-on yan. Buksan natin. Ay, mas maganda yung sound system. Ay, okay, what's your name, sir?
Yeah, Ryan.
Ryan! Okay, good evening.
Okay.
Question mo.
Alright, and I think anyone can answer.
Sige.
Do you think that the difference between the cycle of 2020-21 and then this year is because of the number of participants and also yung mas marami na nakakalam? Before it was the retailers who were actively participating, but now of course, you know, BlackRock, JP Morgan, and all the institutional players are actually stocking in. Do you think that plays a crucial role? Kaya iba yung cycle ngayon versus dun sa nakaraan? Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a factor, no. Although I still believe that we're on still the same cycle, no. Yun nga lang, mas malaki yung mga players ngayon compared nung previous cycle, no. So we did the double top previous cycle, double top ngayon. If you look at the market cap kasi during the 2021-2022 cycle, mas maliit siya compared to our total market cap right now, nasa $3 trillion. No? So, and that would have been not possible kung wala yung mga institutions po ngayon, kung puro retailers lang tayo. No? So it's a big factor na yes, nandiyan yung institutions, but if we go back to the psychological chart ni Tito G, I still believe that we're on that chart pa rin. No? So it's still the same fear and greed na nagpapatakbo.
I think just to add to that, no, when you talk about institutions, let's not forget na tao din naman yung mga yun. Like there's still people inside those institutions, and they are just as susceptible to fear and greed as any other normal human being. In fact, someone who is working in a corporation, I would argue, is even more susceptible to fear and greed than the average person. Because, you know, if you're a Bitcoin holder and you're a cypherpunk or whatever, iba yung motivations mo eh. You're doing it because you want to be self-sovereign or you want to be self-custodial, di ba? Iba yung motivations nun eh. When you're working in a corporation, your job is just to make money. And your job is to protect your corporation from losing money. So yun, very fear and greed yung motivators nun eh. You are fearful for your job. Diba? So I guess, tao pa rin eh. Human psychology pa rin, to a certain extent.
Right. Thank you very much, Luis and Jerome. Any more questions from the audience? Okay, let's have 2. Okay. Si Sir from behind. Ayun, okay. Sir, hindi kita makita. Okay, what's your name, sir?
Matt po.
Hi, Matt. Okay, what's your question?
Natanong ko na to last year about quantum computing. Ang difference lang is yung meron ng, alam ko may nabasa akong China ata na plan mag-release into retail, yung quantum computing. Magbabago kaya yung narrative sa blockchain? No?
Ano ba? Siguro I would say na mas advanced yung innovation ng blockchain pa rin eh. Kasi before pa yung quantum computing na naging mainstream, nag-inject na yung mga developers ng Bitcoin ng top root upgrade eh, for a potential threat for Bitcoin para makrack yung Bitcoin. Pero it's a matter of time na pwedeng i-extract. Sobrang helpful ng quantum computing, I would say. Especially doon sa mga, like, you can extract ng mga lost set phrase na using quantum computing. You can treat cancer using quantum computing. Like, it's more of like molecules. Pero yeah, yun yung isa sa mga it's advanced yung blockchain technology. One of the developers ng quantum computing also produce ng code ng Bitcoin as well as to enhance yung block time. During Taproot upgrade, they injected November 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So they injected yung reverse engineering technology for Bitcoin. So
Siguro also just to put your mind at ease, no? If you're worried about it, believe me, the Bitcoin developers and the Ethereum developers and the Solana developers are way more worried about it than you are. So I don't think we have to worry so much because there are people who are way smarter than us and way better paid than us that are making sure na hindi sila mahahabol nung kaya ng quantum computing. I think that's kind of where I would, parang yung calibration ko na, the way that you should think about it. No, there's definitely way smarter people that are way more motivated to make sure that they don't get caught by quantum computing innovation. So I think we'll be okay in general.
Alright, thank you Luis and Aldrin. Si Matt, thank you Matt ha. It's nice to see you again from last year to feedback tayo. Okay, last question from the audience. O sige sir, ikaw una ka na.
Hello po.
Hello sir, what's your name?
Bernard po.
Bernard. Nandito ka din ba last year, Bernard?
I think so.
But I think so. Hindi siya sure ako.
Lagi ako nasa event eh. Anyway.
Very good.
Yeah. So, without giving financial advice, as someone preparing for the bear already, at what price of Bitcoin are you going all in again? Sana lahat po sumagot kasi magkakaiba tayo.
20K!
Thank you.
Mauna na ako. Sige. Honestly, I will not go all in on one price. My strategy is to do DCA whenever I see a certain price on the chart that it's time to start buying again. So I divided my capital into 18 months. I'm preparing for an 18-month bear market whereby I will start to accumulate at a certain level, which I will not tell all of you. Joke lang. No. So, meron kasing level yan sa chart na pwede nating makita, no? And then, yun, I'll start nibbling some, and then may isang time dyan na yung total capitulation that, for example, meron ako 18 months allocation, and then let's say on the 12th month, nakita ko na there's a lot of bad news in the crypto industry, but the price is not going down. So probably that's the time that to double down or maybe deploy all my capital. So the exact price, I really don't know. I'm more of on the side of observing the market kung ano yung gagawin niya. Kasi the bottom could be at 60, the bottom could be at 45, or it could be at 37. But one thing is for sure, whenever na maririnig natin yung mga tao, yung mga news doon sa market, lahat na natatakot, lahat na ayaw bumili. Isang gauge ko pala, share ko sa inyo, isang gauge ko is whenever relatives call me and ask me, how are you? That's a gauge that I need to start buying. Kasi alam nila until Bitcoin eh. So they get worried about me, akala nila gusto ko pera. Di na alam, naka-ready na ako, but I'm still buying. So yun yung isang gauge.
Ako, any price below 2 million pesos. Hindi kasi yun yung average ko from previous. I think 37,500.
Sa akin naman, I would like to resonate with Tito Gino because kumbaga yung sa aming community, yun po yung aming tinuturo. dollar cost averaging. So we will never go in on a certain level, no? And at the same time, no, kung matatandaan niyo po, sabi ko kanina, I started selling habang umakyat yung presyo. So it's the same plan, habang bumaba yung presyo, I'll start buying unti-unti because I know also that I cannot time the bottom as well. So it's good na habang bumababa, bumibili tayo pa konti-konti, then the price will go to that bottom, kagaya sinabi nga ni Tito G. And maybe on certain levels, you buy twice as much kasi pabalik na siya ulit pataas, hindi mo pa na-deploy yung capital mo sa baba. Maybe that's the only time na kumakapal yung orders mo dun sa same level, but never go on.
Ayun. Okay. Okay. Ayun, just want to resend pa lang yung sinabi ko kanina that can treat yung quantum computing ng cancer kasi it's only probabilities lang. It's only help scientists to gauge some chances into molecular level something. Pero sa with the questions ni Papa B, tingin ko ano ba yung previous highs niya? Kasi normally it will serve as resistance.
67. 66.
67. It's something in that zone. I think something like that previous resistance act as support if ever man naman betrays. I think. So, yun lang siguro yung ko. But,
So 3.5 million pesos yung mo, yung buy-in level mo.
pero mas masaya ako pag pumunta dun sa ni Kuya Sandy.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. No? We've got a lot of insights from these four amazing speakers. Okay, did you guys learn something? Are you guys